site in Lusaka.
It is ordered that the applicant is entitled to repatriate the body of the late President Edgar Lungu, the late President Lungu, for a state funeral and burial thereafter in Embassy Park, Lusaka, Republic of Zambia.
Lungu's family had challenged the Zambian government's application, wanting the former president to be buried in South Africa. This order sparked uncontrollable crying from the former president's sister, Bertha Lungu, who broke out in the court gallery in the Bemba language. The family must now hand over Lungu's body to a state representative in preparation for his burial. Eyewitness News at the Pretoria High Court.
Some foundations of former struggle stalwarts, including the Thabo Mbeki and Kgalema Motlanthe foundations, have pulled out of the upcoming National Dialogue and its prep team. In a statement released this morning, the foundations have cited a rushed process, lack of citizen-led leadership, and the absence of an approved budget as some of their reasons. Thabiso Koba reports.
The National Dialogue has hit its first snag with just over a week to go. The foundations say the dialogue started off as a citizen-led initiative. However, it has now shifted to government control. They say the rushed dates, lack of logistical planning means the dialogue no longer offers a meaningful platform for engagement. The foundations have also raised issue with the fact there is no approved budget allocation so far, meaning the funding of the dialogue risks violating government procurement regulations. The foundations have proposed rescheduling the dialogue to the 15th of October to address the outstanding issues. Thabiso Koba, Eyewitness News.
Members of Parliament want all witnesses in the ad hoc committee investigation into police corruption to submit sworn written testimony in advance to avoid any hearsay. Political parties submitted their recommendations this week on how the committee should conduct its investigation and who should be the evidence leader. The 8 parties represented had until today to make submissions in the terms of reference for the investigation into allegations made by KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Babalondenze has more.
Earlier this week, the ad hoc committee probing corruption in the police and criminal justice system resolved to have the terms of reference finalized by the end of today. One party that has made its submission in time is Action SA. Its MP in the committee, Darlene James, says written witness accounts will ensure that the committee deals solely with matters of fact and verified evidence, thereby precluding the admission of hearsay or unsubstantiated claims. But she says this requirement should not obstruct the committee's ability to explore further evidence presented by any witness should new information arise during the inquiry. In its submission, Action SA also recommends the appointment of Advocate Kate Hofmeyer as evidence leader in the parliamentary investigation. The party says this is based on her exemplary conduct and management of evidence at the State Capture Commission. Babalondenza, Eyewitness News.
The boards of more transport state-owned entities could be replaced as government pushes a wider cleanup of failing organizations. The Department of Transport says the removal of the Road Accident Fund Board was just the beginning, with other entities including PRASA and the Cross-Border Road Transport Agency now under scrutiny. Mongezi Koko is in Pretoria, where Transport Minister Barbara Creecy is briefing the media on the boards of transport entities.
At the RAF, chronic mismanagement and failure to fulfill its mandate prompted the department to act with an interim accounting authority requested from National Treasury, while a new board is sought. PRASA and other key SOEs are being assessed for similar lapses in leadership and accountability as part of a broader strategy to restore trust. The department says an expert panel will review operations at each entity and recommend turnaround plans later this year. Minister Barbara Creecy.
The interim board will provide strategic direction to the entity, and it will also help ensure financial and governance stability.
The department says the changes form part of a sector-wide strategy to improve service delivery, cut waste and end years of leadership instability. Mongezi Koko, Eyewitness News.
And in China, 10 people have been killed and 33 others are still missing following flash floods in the northwest Gansu province. Continuous heavy rain has triggered flash floods, with authorities working on various rescue operations. The extreme weather has triggered mudslides and torn up roads, exposing underground infrastructure. Health concerns are rising alongside the floods. An outbreak of chikungunya transmitted by mosquitoes breeding in stagnant water is currently spreading. More than 7,000 cases have already been reported, and authorities are warning of worsening conditions. Gold is trading at $3,398.89 an ounce. The rand is at 17.73 to the dollar, 23.83 to the pound, 20.63 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $66.43 a barrel.
Heading towards Vereeniging, there you can expect heavy delays. This is in the Lenasia Vlakfontein area, N1 South, between the N12 and the R558. There's also bumper-to-bumper traffic in Devlin traveling towards El Dorado Park on the Golden Highway between the N1 and Union Avenue.
It's a partly cloudy Friday in Gauteng today. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 17 and 19 degrees. The top story in EWN, the remains of former Zambian President Edgar Lungu will be repatriated to Lusaka for burial following a judgment by the Pretoria High Court.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
You know greatness when you see it. Now it's time to celebrate it. Gauteng's greatest awards with 702. Powered by Yoko. Head to primemediaplus.com to make your nomination.
You're with Relebogile Mabotja
Live, streaming countrywide
on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
Minutes after 1 o'clock. Welcome 702 Afternoons with me, Relebogile Mabotja. Happy Friday to you and yours, and I hope that you are all well and gearing up for the weekend. It's going to be a cold one, so it'll be nice to be cozy and indoors unless you are going to the Women's Day concert. Guys, what a lineup that is happening at that concert. Anthony Hamilton, Zonke Dikana, Joe Thomas, Java, and Vusi Nova. So those of you that have not gotten your tickets, go and get them. And don't forget about the park and ride facilities. You cannot park at the venue. You're able to use park and ride from Sandton City, from Monte Casino, and from Melrose Arc. And you can head over to Web Tickets to find out more. Coming up on the show today, as we do on a Friday, we kick off with our food feature. We're talking Ekasi pizza. And listen, it's as good and as interesting as it sounds. We'll be joined by the founder and owner of Ekasi Pizza and Ted's Catering, Siwela Makala. Unplugged on 702 Afternoons, we are joined by singer, songwriter, and producer that is coming through. And he is such a talented young person. CHXRL is how you spell his name. And then the upside of failure, we have Cece joining us, award-winning, platinum-selling singer, businesswoman, and performer. So get in touch with us, 011 883 0702, SMS us 31702, tweet at Relebogile M, at Radio 702, using the hashtag 702 Afternoons, and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702.
702 Afternoons
with Relebogile Mabotja
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
702 Afternoons
with Relebogile Mabotja.
Before we jump into our food feature, I wanted to take a moment for us just to acknowledge a special person here at Prime Media. Many, many years ago, I think it was 2011, I joined the station completely inexperienced, 2011, 2012, where I had been nagging the station to give me a chance, even though I was an actress and a presenter, which is very scripted, and they were very unsure about me. but eventually they said, come through. And I remember getting that call where they say, okay, here's your chance. It's going to be Christmas Eve. You're going to be standing in. It's a graveyard slot, midnight to 4 a.m. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, when he said, are you ready? I said, yes, I'm ready. And I hung up the phone, called my mom and cried and said, I'm not ready. Fast forward, they introduced me to the person who would be my producer, her name being Ntadeng. And I can vividly remember coming in, chatting to her on the phone where she was asking me what I need, coming in super early. I think I came at like 8 p.m. that night. And she, had all these articles for me, and she was just saying to me, this is what you do when you come in. Because of how this slot is, you want to have a lot of stories, you want a variety, you want a bit of current affairs, you want a bit of the fun stuff. And she had a lot of content for me. And I just remember being so excited to read and find these interesting things. And she gave me tricks. She's like, okay, seeing as you already have a laptop and you're going to work with it in front of you, have these news sites open so at any time you know what's happening. She would guide me. She would be giving me feedback. And at that time, keep in mind, you were doing, graveyard hours. The building is empty. It was myself and her and the technical producer that was doing the show. And that is how I got my start, being guided by my producer, because I would not see the programming managers or the bosses that often. Rarely, actually, when you work those hours. Fast forward many years of working on Overnight Live. And at the time, it was simulcast between Cape Town at Cape Talk and here. And I had my own personal mentor guiding me, teaching me how to do radio. And what I appreciated the most about how she taught me to do radio is what her job was as a producer, what her job was in terms of prepping. She would counsel me when the rude and mean and racist and abusive messages would come through, and she would teach me how to deal with it, how to switch off from it. She would protect me, and I would say, why did you let that caller go? And she'd say, nope. She would look out for me. And not only that, when I then got the offer to do early breakfast, and I was like, I have to take Ntadeng with me. They're like, nope, you can't. She has to stay there. And I didn't get it at the time because I was so now attached to Ntadeng. I didn't get it, but she's the perfect person to teach and to train, and was so patient. I was so excited at her telling me about all her ambitions and her studies that she's constantly studying, and about her son. And went on to do early breakfast so we'd still get a chance to see each other, because when I came in, she was there. Then I left the station, came back, and Ntadeng and I barely saw each other because of our hours. But one thing remained. She would always be rooting for me. Anything that she saw, she would message me. Anything that happened, she would tell me. If there were stories that she thought would work better on my show, she would send them through to me. And you can imagine it's 2025. Fast forward, yesterday we got the unfortunate news that she lost her life. And I didn't think I'd get this emotional because I had a moment yesterday. But we are absolutely heartbroken as 702 family. Those of you that didn't get a chance to listen in to Aubrey Masango's show, who Ntadeng has been her producer for 8 years. Ntadeng was my producer for many and has been with the company for over 20 years. I'm so devastated by the loss. Absolutely devastated. I will miss her hugs. The last time I saw her was a week and a bit ago, where I happened to be here early and we bumped into each other. And I was so excited. Actually, it was just before I went to the Basadine Music Awards, because I got dressed here and we bumped into each other. And she gave me the biggest hug and kept saying, she's so proud of me. And she said to me, do you remember I said to you that you are already a radio broadcaster? You might not have experience, you might not have a journalism degree, which I was very insecure about, but you got this. And I'm grateful that the last words I had from her were her just saying, like, you're such a great mom. And everything I told you would be, you are. So this is just from me to share on this phenomenal woman who I could basically thank for turning me into a talk show radio host. We might be talented, but there are people behind the scenes that groom and train us and give us tricks. I would not be able to do my job the way I do it, where I can come in unscripted if I did not have an entitling. A guest can drop us and you guys wouldn't know because she talked me through doing a 4-hour show with not a single caller and without even the fear of feeling like you're alone, reminding me what this medium and this platform is for. So condolences to Ntating's family and her son. May her awesome soul rest in peace. We are all broken as 702 family. And it feels like a life lost way too early. But that is what the situation is. So all of us are feeling it. All of us had many, many interactions with Ntating. She has been behind so many of our work. So I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the woman who not only helped me to do what I do, but gave me the confidence I needed for the space, treated me like a big sister. Even when I had had surgery and was being driven to work, took care of me. It is so rare to have people that are that gentle. I don't even recall a single time she was upset with me, not one. She would be joking, she would be laughing with me, and she was such a phenomenal woman. So rest in peace, Ntating. We will forever miss you, but I'm also exceptionally grateful for everything that you have given and contributed, not just to us as people, but also to the radio broadcasting world. May your soul rest in power, sister.
Your office is more than just a place to work. It's a reflection of your success. At Desk and Chair, we help you elevate your workspace with locally manufactured desks and a wide range of chairs to suit your style and budget. Our expert consultants are with you every step of the way, from planning to delivery and assembly. Visit our showroom in Midrand or shop online at deskandchair.co.za. Desk and Chair. Think, feel, work better.
The National Lottery keeps creating big winners. One lucky Powerball winner scooped the jaw-dropping jackpot of over 124 million rand on Tuesday after playing through their banking platform. Play any National Lottery game and stand a chance to win life-changing jackpots. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529# for USSD. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old to play responsibly. E2 is a proud operator of the National Lottery.
You know what gets my attention? A man who drives the M-Zoom R-Style. Bold, confident, like he knows exactly what he's doing. That matte finish, that attitude, it's giving, text me when you get there. And now he's smart too. He just saved 50,000 rands. Promo price, only 439,900 rands. At that price, I might just text first. So, are you getting the R-Style, or must I keep swiping left? GAC Motor, where craft meets technology. T's and C's apply.
Unfold extraordinary with the brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 5G 512 gig. Get it on a 6 gig Red Core plan from 1,749 per month over 36 months and double your storage with Vodacom, Mzansi's winning 5G network. Enhance your deal. Add 149 extra per month and get the Galaxy Watch 8 eSIM and Galaxy Buds 3. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
You know a great kids venue when you see it. The wide-eyed excitement, the sugar-fueled joy, and parents finally getting a moment to breathe. These are the places that turn birthdays into core memories with safe play areas, fun themes, and thoughtful service that makes everyone feel welcome. If there's a spot that brings the magic every time, now's your chance to say, I see you. Nominate your favorite under Greatest Kids Party Area at primemediaplus.com, because Gauteng isn't just the hub of business, it's the home of excellence, and excellence deserves your applause. Gauteng's greatest awards with 702, powered by Yoko. Let Yoko counter-fuel your business to greatness. Go to yoko.com to explore the new point of sale solution, saving hundreds of businesses time and money.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
The Santam Insurance Barometer report showing this week suggesting nearly 2/3 of agribusinesses believe climate change is actually now the top risk that they're facing.
Climate is no longer sticking to the time periods that we normally know. For instance, if you know that in November you plant your maize and then you're going to get maybe 4 tons or so, but it's no longer the case now, and it's increasingly becoming risky for farmers.
Tabile Nkunja is an agricultural economist.
The Money Show
On 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Grootes is brought to you by ABSA CIB. ABSA is a proud lead sponsor of B20 South Africa 2025. ABSA is a registered FSP. Your story matters. 702, let's walk the talk.
702.
Food Feature.
22 minutes after 1 o'clock, we still got a chance to enjoy some yummy food before coming on air in our food feature with Ekasi Pizza, and your calls on 011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. And the founder and owner of Ekasi Pizza, as well as Ted's Catering, is Sewela Makala, who joins us in studio. How are you doing?
I'm good. And yourself, Relebogile?
I am doing absolutely well today. Outside of, the circumstances, life does continue. In terms then of Ekasi Pizza, tell us what it's all about. And also how it came about.
Okay. First and foremost, I'd like to appreciate the opportunity given. Ekasi Pizza, they say everything has a story behind.
Yes.
It started lockdown, just before lockdown, a week before lockdown.
Yes.
So we started preparing pizza at home for ourselves because we were tired of those big brands. And we're like, no, we want to make our own pizza, And then we started with the dough and then prepare all the toppings and the mozzarella, everything. When after it has been baked, just one bite from my side, just one bite. I was like, guys, I'm running with this.
Oh,
it's going
the
now.
taste.
This taste is unbelievable. Immediately it went to Facebook, and I already posted that I am selling pizzas. I'm going to sell every Friday, guys. Please look out for Ekasi Pizza. We will be selling. We will be taking orders, and that's how we started. And lockdown hit. As soon as lockdown hit, most of the shops were closed, especially the restaurants. Remember. We got a lineup. So we had this pizza the customers had this pizza for breakfast, lunch, and supper. That was in Hammanskraal.
Okay.
Back in Hammanskraal. Yes. That's where it started.
So how did you go from being Hammanskraal to find yourself Oleko Dube? Okay. Hammanskraal is fair. I'm a Pretoria girl. I know.
Just a background check. Sewela
yes.
was born Mosoweto Kona lady.
Yes.
I attended school at Clifton High. So I was one of the alumni City South Africa.
Yes.
The Timberland and Red Jacket youth that were running around the community, saving the Intengena. So I like Mosoweto. And obviously life happened and I went to Hammanskraal. Hammanskraal is where my mother stays, and then that's where I came about, being in Hammanskraal, and that's where I started my food business in Hammanskraal. Hence the lockdown pizza that you guys are indulging today.
And I have to say, isn't it funny how life happens? Because for this opportunity to come to your mind, it found yourself at a place, like you say, life had happened, you were back Gochai. At that time, you had nothing to lose by trying it. No. Maybe if things were on the move, you wouldn't have explored it as quickly as you did.
And it's funny, Relebogile, because while I was in Hammanskraal, because of the craft and the passion for what I'm doing, I always saw myself, 702, they're going to call me. One day.
Lie. You said that.
I said that. I said one day. One of the famous radio stations, they are going to taste this. They are going to call me to come, explain. This pizza is not pizza ring. What's happening? We've never tasted such amazing pizza. I've always, So I'm happy. Today is just a God's one of God's answered.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I feel
Yeah.
honored to have been then the person having this conversation. So then tell us about the pizzas, the things we got an opportunity to taste.
Okay.
We had the wings, we had the chips, nuggets, onion rings, and then this triple decker pizza. And it's not like the triple decker you're used to, guys. Lots of chicken and jalapeno. Then there's the side sauces, the ones like a mayo with the sweet chili, and then the garlic one, which also has a kick to it. And then we move on to the one I was eating the most, which were the pizza cups, particularly the barbecue and chicken, these little cocktail. So imagine if you put the dough into a muffin tin, and then you just put the toppings in there and the cheese, pop it in the oven. It is so handy, easy to eat, but absolutely delicious. And then the big one, it's almost like you looked for meat everywhere and said, okay, what can I put in a pizza? It was chicken, voroso, bacon, ham. What else? I know I'm missing one.
Ham, Russian.
Yes. There's everything
Yeah,
in that
it was
pizza.
like 5 in 1.
Yes. What have the customers said they love about your pizza, but also the rest of your menu?
Okay, most of the time, the feedback that we're getting is the crust. They say, yo, girl, the dough, your dough is amazing because, in other pizza outlets, we would eat some of the sishebos and we would never finish the dough.
Guys,
But with
sishebos, to explain what sishebo is in English, I'll allow all of you, the listeners, to translate. We all know what the sishebos are. It's the thing you sheba with.
The toppings.
The toppings. Yes.
So you'll eat all the toppings and some of the dough, but not the rest of the dough. So with you, Suela, something is happening here. We are eating almost everything about your
Yes.
pizza. We love your pizza. And even the people that don't really pizza,
People, yeah.
people with my they enjoy my pizza. They'll be like, sisters, your pizza is amazing.
Listen, I absolutely enjoyed it, and I love that you went for me, the biggest takeaway from your story is the fact that you tasted it and you immediately told people. What advice rather would you share with people? Because lots of people have ideas. They wait for things to be perfect. Then they don't do it. They overthink. What advice would you give them? Not just small business owners in the food industry, but just nje as Batu.
I would say go with the flow. Allow yourself to explore in whatever industry that you're at, even if it's not in the food industry. Go with your heart. You know what's happening with me? I go with my heart is telling me. So it becomes easier for me to approve anything that I can prepare inside my kitchen. So even if I want to introduce a new dish, what I do is I would bake or cook something, and once I've tasted it, and then it's gone. I don't even take weeks or months, or maybe wait for Relebogile to say, Siwela, yeah, imunat, you can go. It comes from me, now myself and I, to say, this is going to the world.
Yes.
So I don't wait for anyone. So my advice is that don't wait for anyone to even advise you to say you are good at anything. If your heart is telling you that you are good, just do it. Just do it. Be bold about anything that you know. Yeah.
Somebody said if the idea is planted in your mind, it means it was meant for you to do it. It wouldn't just come nje.
True.
I have to thank you so much for coming through. Where in Dube can people find you?
Okay, we are in 1909 Bushingi Street. We are not far from Vilagazi Healthcare. Yes, 1909 Bushingi Street. Our number is 071 261 4628. We are on WhatsApp, and you are able to also call us. So yeah.
And of course, you deliver to Soweto, but if somebody's not in Soweto, they can send an Uber to come and collect.
That's correct.
Or an e-hailing service.
Yes.
Find them also on TikTok, Ekasi Pizza, on Facebook, Ekasi Lifestyle Pizza, and on Facebook as well, TETS, TETS Catering Club. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
It's just after 1:30, time for your latest Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Relebogile. Good afternoon. The remains of former Zambian President Edgar Lungu will be repatriated to Lusaka for burial following a judgment by the Pretoria High Court today. The court ruled in favor of the Zambian government in a legal battle that has been playing out since Lungu's passing in June. The former Zambian head of state passed away in Johannesburg, where he was receiving medical care. A forensic analyst who worked on the Lusikisiki mass killing is giving testimony in the trial today. The matter is currently being heard in the Mthatha High Court, which is sitting in the Lusikisiki Magistrates Court. 6 men stand accused of killing 18 people at Ngobozana village in September last year. And former Umkhonto weSizwe Deputy Secretary General Nombuso Mkhize has left the party and joined Floyd Shibamvu's Maibuye consultation process. Maibuye has announced that in a statement, saying she has been hired as the organization's head of presidency. Mkhize is the latest high-profile departure from the MK party following Shibamvu's demotion as Secretary General. Those are the headlines. This EWN and more at 2 or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Well, at this stage in the Lenasia Vlakfontein area, expect heavy delays on the N1 southbound between the N12 and the R558. Devland also bumper-to-bumper traffic on the Golden Highway between the N1 and Union Avenue due to ongoing roadworks. If you are in the Midrand area heading towards Sandton, slow-moving traffic. N1 southbound between Samrand and New Road. Also, there's slow-moving traffic. This is in the Benoni area on Atlas Road. This is between Main Reef Road and the N12. If you come across any other traffic issues, please SMS us on 31702. We are also on X at EWN Traffic.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.